Good day to each and everyone, especially to our beloved professor, Sir Zayden. Good day to you. I hope you are doing well. And especially to my classmate, let me introduce myself first. My name is Alinay Kayalala from the Group 5. And now I am going to, discuss the brief history of volleyball game. And also, my co-reporter will discuss later on their topic, which is the part of the volleyball. And what are you waiting for? Let's begin.
Okay guys, our topic today, it's all about the volleyball game. I think that all of us already know and familiar with this game volleyball, because volleyball game is very rampant, especially here in the Philippines. However, let's go back on the brief history of the game. As a sport, volleyball was initiated by Mr. William G. Morgan. In the beginning, it was called man-to-net. Eventually changed, basic idea of the game was to volley the ball and forth over the net. At William decided to blend element of basketball, tennis, and handball to create a game for his classes of businessmen, which would demand less physical contact than basketball. So si Mr. William G. Morgan ang nag-initiate ng volleyball at tinawag niya itong maintenance. I think it's very self-explanatory naman talaga. And also, Morgan create a game volleyball, yun nga yung Montanet, pero hiniram lang ni Morgan yung net from the tennis noon, and he raised it 6 feet 6 inches above the floor, just above the average man's head. No? And during the demonstration, someone remarked to Morgan that the players seemed to be volleying the ball back and forth over the net. And yun, perhaps volleyball would be more descriptive name for the sport. Noong July 7, 1896, ay unang nilaro ang volleyball sa Springfield College. At Springfield College, the first game of volleyball was played. And volleyball is now just achieving the type of popularity in the US that it has received on a global basis, where it ranks behind the only soccer among participant sports. And also guys, today there are more than 46 million Americans who play volleyball. Wow! No, there are 800 million players worldwide who play volleyball at least once a week. Imagine, the volleyball is very rampant, and especially here in our country, kasi halos, sa nakikita ko ngayon, halos kahit mga bata marunong ng mag-volleyball. Parang they're familiar sa kanila ang volleyball. Ngunit, hindi porket familiar ang volleyball, madali lang siyang laruin. No, there are skills need in playing volleyball. Ang pinakauna dito is serving. Serving is teaching the athletes a repeatable routine to use each time they approach the service lines, in the most critical factor for a successful serve. Alam mo, nung bata pa ako, I really don't know how to serve. However, nung nag-practice ako, alhamdulillah, marunong na. No, so dapat ang una mong alamin ay paano ka mag-serve, kasi hindi porket mag-serve ka is okay na yun, dapat nakaabot siya sa net. The athletes either are coming off the bench to serve or have just been involved in a strenuous play on the court. In either case, having a steadying routine for them to fall back on will give them the confidence to serve their team to a point. So pag naabot mo, pag nag-serve ka, then umabot siya sa net. So yun ang tinatawag na serving. Okay, so there are two types of service. No, we have first underhand serve. We know that the athlete should position the feet behind the service line, shoulder width apart and facing perpendicular to the end line. And also the athlete will do the following: hold the ball in off hand in front of the body, pump up with the off hand, throws the ball approximately 0.3 meters and also straight up in the air. And you know what, that as the ball is coming down, swing the dominant hand with the closed first across the body in a natural motion into the bottom third of the ball toward the net, no? So the amount of force the athlete needs to apply is determined by how far into the opposing court the serve is intended to land. So nakasalalay yung energy na i-force mo para umabot yung bola sa net. So, parang nasa baba with we say hand service. Gagamitin natin isang kamay tapos magmumulang serving natin ay pababa. Now, let's move on to the overhand service. No? So, the athlete position is behind the service line, facing the net with the feet slightly staggered should width apart. So, the foot opposite the dominant hand should be slightly forward. And also, those pointing at the spot the server is aiming at with her body weight resting primarily on the back foot. Dito naman guys is yung kanina is sa baba magmumula ang ating kamay, or sa pagpalo is dito is magmumula naman sa taas. Okay, so the athlete should hold the ball in the offhand arm length in the front of the body, pump up. The dominant arm should be held above the shoulder, no, with the elbow at the same height as the ear and pointing backward, and the hand pointing. Dapat pag yung nag-serve ka ng overhand serve, no, dapat yung pantay yung elbow mo sa iyong tainga. Syempre, may mga fina-follow tayo when we are going to use this overhand serving. No, number 1, softly toss the ball 1 meter or 3 feet in the air so that it passes in front of the dominant shoulder. Number 2, shift the weight from the back foot to the front by leaning forward and rotate the dominant arm high and into the path of the ball. Number 3, sharply strike the ball with an open hand, aiming at a point slightly above the height of the net. And lastly, follow through on the arm swing, rotating the upper body for more power. So this, I think athlete will do the following. This kind of, when you follow this, parang you can easily, serve the ball to your opponent. And also, may roundhouse na ginagamit or service style na ginagamit ng mga ibang atleta sa volleyball. So, the athlete is positioned in the same fashion as the traditional underhand service style described in the previous section. No? And dito sa roundhouse is instead of holding the ball waist high and swing the arm at the height across the body, the athlete will hold the ball at shoulder height, toss the ball above the head, and swing the arm to contact the ball above the head in one roundhouse motion. Sinuswing lang yung bola, then papaluin. Tak! Ganon. At ang pangalawa na dapat mong alamin sa pagwa-volleyball ay dapat marunong ka mag-passing. Hindi yung ex mo na pinapasa-pasa kahit kanino. Joke lang. Okay, so the athlete should be assume an athletic position, face the direction the ball will come from, feet slightly staggered and shoulder width apart, knees bent, upper body slightly leaning forward, hands held loosely in front of the body. So dapat you are prepared na bago pa pupunta yung bola. Dapat alam mo, halimbawa pag ni-receive mo, then ipapasa mo, dapat naka-bend yung mga knee mo, para mas maganda yung pagpasa. So once the athlete decided to forearm pass the ball as opposed to overhead passing, the athlete will clasp the hands together in whatever fashion feels comfortable as long as the thumbs are exactly even. So dito naman, the athlete should watch the flight of the ball and move the feet so that the ball will contact a point on the forearm above the wrist between the outstretched arms, and while still crouched in the athletic position without having to reach off balance in any direction. So dito naman, ang passing is dapat yung libero, no? Yung mamaya tatalakayan ng aming grupo, yung libero na tinatawag, dapat is always prepared para may pasa niya agad yung bola sa setter. And also after the setter, ipapasa naman yung bola sa spiker. So yun, pag napuntos, yun, score nila. Number 3 will be tackled by our, co-reporters. Thank you!